Gary.
Your name's Harry. I was Oliver.
I beg your pardon?
My name's Oliver, Harry.
Good morning, Oliver. I was just saying that when my MP threw me out of their surgery for raping my children, I went to Scope, and Scope gave me their publication, a 2009 publication, about how MPs are supposed to communicate with their disabled constituents. And I wrote back to the MP explaining to them carefully each issue where the MP had breached these rules, and they ignored me. So I went to Jeremy Corbyn, and he said I should complain to Hazel Blears, the opposition chief whip, and she ignored me. And many years later, I was told that Hazel Blears doesn't have to communicate with people.
Okay. Where's that left you then?
So I'm on the bus on the way to the job centre, and
Okay.
my wheelchair hasn't got any brakes, and it's got a flat tyre, and I don't know how to explain it to the job centre. They cannot understand me on the phone. They always get my claim mixed up with somebody else's, and they never explain what's going on, and the people who I'm made to speak to on the phone haven't got the authority to resolve my problems.
Sounds frustrating.
Often when I go to the job centre, I have a seizure, and then they start abusing me because I can't talk.
Okay. Abuse you how?
Pardon?
Abuse you how? You say they abuse you how?
Well, like, for example, if I'm in a seizure, I'm still conscious, I know what's going on around me, and I can hear them insulting me for not being able to speak. They just walk away and leave me, and they don't even call for an ambulance.
Sounds harsh.
That's the reality of the world for disabled people. In the past, the government just preferred to ignore disabled people and give them some money so they could get some food. But now they want disabled people to work. So now they're bringing severely antisocial people into the workplace. But yet they have zero tolerance for antisocial behaviour in the workplace. How does the government expect people with severely antisocial behavioural problems to cope?
I hear the frustration.
No, because everybody wants to live in an aesthetically pleasing world. And if disabled people are so filthy and disgusting that you have to abuse them, why are you taking them out of their isolation and putting them in public place to be tormented and abused?
What would you want?
I beg your pardon?
What would you want?
I'm on a bus.
No, what would you want?
What do I want?
Yeah, what would you want?
I don't know. I just know that disabled people are hated, and that's a fact of life. You can't do anything about it. You know, I want to be dead, I guess.
Okay.
I just like, you know, when you go to school, I was often abused and tormented. Other children were too. But it doesn't, no matter, you know, I still haven't learnt the skills to deal with being abused in life.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear that. Have you always been disabled?
Well, when I was young, I just had some mild autism, but which was, what's the word? I was manageable, but then I ended up with a brain injury, and then things got a lot worse. I managed to get a master's degree in law after my brain injury, but I was never able to hold down a job because the government didn't provide any support for people with brain injuries in the workplace.
No.
I went to the government scheme called, I've forgotten what it's called, and they just said, like, We can provide you with a computer or a wheelchair, but we can't provide you with a lawyer. So that if people find you antisocial and just want to get rid of you, there's nothing they can do about that. People just get rid of you because you stink, you're offensive. You know, there's many reasons why you don't want disabled people around. They don't look pleasant in your office. I beg your pardon?
People think you stink and you're offensive. Is that how you see yourself, or is that how you feel other people see you?
Both.
It's not a good place to feel lonely.
Well, I don't know. What can I do? I asked the chat GPT, why can't I wash myself? And it doesn't understand why I can't wash myself. I think that the chat GPT is based upon a lot of useful medical information, but it doesn't understand why some people can't bath. I don't know why I can't bath.
You don't know why you can't bath.
No, I don't know why I can't bath. I complained to my GP for decades about that.
What happened?
Nothing happened.
Feels lonely.
Pardon?
Feels lonely.
Can you say that slowly? I'm a bit deaf.
It feels lonely.
Something about lonely.
It sounds lonely for you.
What? Not knowing why I can't bath? No, it's more puzzling than lonely. I just find it puzzling.
You're breaking up.
I find it puzzling. I'm puzzled. My emotion about why I cannot bath is not lonely. It is puzzled. Puzzled. I'm curious to know why I can't do that.
I think only you can answer that. I don't know.
I beg your pardon?
I don't know how to answer that one.
Well, one day there will be an answer.
Hopefully.
I hypothesized that the reason I cannot bath is because, being a severely antisocial person, that society has rejected me, because society is about fashion. And as I cannot participate in society, then the ego that draws me to be like them, to wash and to wear their clothes, is belittled. And so there is an alternative ego that's outside of my brain, which is the what do you call it? The microbiome, I think it's called. You have like a group of bacteria, viruses and fungi who live on your skin, and a similar group of bacteria, viruses and fungi who live in your intestines. And they attach to neurons in the body, and so they form like their own brain, which is like an ego, and so they take over. And so the microbiome says, well, you know, we're very happy now that you don't want to be part of the human fashion. We are now in charge, so don't wash us, please, because we're having a good time. That's what I said to ChatGPT, because it couldn't understand why I can't wash.
What did it say back?
It didn't have an answer to that. Oh no, yeah, I think it said it started talking a load of gibberish I couldn't understand. I guess it couldn't find any medical papers on the subject, and it was just kind of like, it got a bit lost and confused, because my idea has never ever reached the minds of human beings. It must be a novel idea. only thing I've heard about is that the stomach is the second brain because it has neurons. I think that if you're rejected by society, you just become dirty, because that's the microbiome brains take over. The ego of the microbiome take over. Because if you're not a human being, if you're brain injured, you're not a human being. And a human being has to have an ego. And if part of your brain is missing, then your ego cannot perform with the other people in society. I beg your pardon? I hear something about the word connecting.
Yes. Connecting with me.
Yeah. On the phone. So anyway, I have to go to the job centre, and I have to be very careful. So I managed to bath. I found a bucket of cold water to bath in. It was lukewarm water. And I've got a shirt and a tie in my bag. I'm not putting it on the bus because it'll get all mucky from the wheelchair. I'll wait till I get outside the job centre before I put it on. Then I go in. I dress up, I go in there, and I'm going to try to ask them why I haven't been paid since April. I've got children to look after. Yeah, it's absolute disaster being disabled with children, because the police and the social workers are forever breaking down people's doors to try and take them away.
How many children do you have?
I have 9.
9?
Yes, I have 9 children.
Did you say? 9 children. What their ages?
I beg your pardon?
What their ages?
Between 2 and 45.
2 and 45. Wow.
Yeah, I think I come from a Catholic family that believe in large families. My mother was one of 9. So, us large Catholic families, we struggle to find resources to look after our children.
I can imagine. I can't imagine.
Yeah. And then people say, well, you shouldn't have so many children if you can't look after them. But most of my children are adopted. So, well, maybe these people who say that I shouldn't have so many children say I should just let those children die. But, I grew up watching Blue Peter and, collecting milk bottle tops to save children in the third world. And so that's I guess that's how my mind grew, to help people who are in need. I think I saved a few lives. I saved 3 or 4 lives, 4 or 5 maybe, by adopting them. Even if the government did declare me a people facilitator, and pardon?
What did you say? I did not catch it.
I'm saying that if you adopt a lot of children who are in trouble overseas, you get a reputation in the Home Office as being a people facilitator. It's a bit like a smuggler. So they don't want these people coming to the UK. So you get a bad name for yourself in the government. So I definitely have, especially in Home Office circles. I'm blacklisted. Why else would it take me 6 years to get a passport? I have a traditional British name going back to Doomsday. I don't have a foreign sounding name. So why should it take me 6 years to get a passport? I'm blacklisted. I'm clearly blacklisted. You have a mark on the computer saying, that's the bastard that brought niggers to this country. Fucking make it hard for him.
Okay, I'm going to end this call because I don't think it's appropriate.
No, why is it not appropriate? Do you not like facilitators or something?